Columnist Carole Malone called out Prince William for his speech on the future of the Commonwealth, the day before what may be the Queen's last public appearance. Speaking on Dan Wootton's GB News show, Ms. Malone slammed the Prince's petulance in addressing the criticism of his recent royal tour in the Caribbean. In a statement made at the end of the tour, the Prince said the future of Belize, Jamaica and the Bahamas was for the people to decide, giving voice to the Republican sentiments in Commonwealth countries. Mr. Wootton claimed it was a huge risk to publicly disavow the never complain, never explain mantra, as the monarchy have traditionally never expressed their political opinions. Ms. Malone then said, "Britain didn't invent slavery. There is no single living Briton alive today who has connections to the slave trade. We are not responsible for the crimes of dead slavers. And yet we go rushing to apologize for something that the rest of the world did. Anyone with an ounce of compassion in their body knows that slavery was vile and abhorrent and wrong, and as a society we've learned from it. But we can't keep on self-flagellating over it. Why are we apologizing when we've got nothing to apologize for?" With Prince Philip's memorial service taking place on Tuesday, Ms. Malone responded to the negativity surrounding the royal family and William's statement. She continued, "William has created a row that never needed to happen. This is his petulance, I think, as well. We thought he'd change and become a bit of a grown-up, but he hasn't. Have we forgotten that tomorrow is Prince Philip's memorial? It could well be the last public outing that the Queen does. He has now overshadowed what may be her last public appearance with this row that never needed to happen. He didn't have to say anything, he could have just kept his mouth shut, he could have just thought of his gran instead of going on and responding to criticism of him. Get used to it, mate, because it's going to happen to you all your life." Ms. Malone added that it was simply not true that republicanism was rife in the Caribbean and that the monarchy was no longer welcome. In a post published on Instagram, the Duke of Cambridge said that he and the Duchess were committed to service, but for them that was not telling people what to do. He said, "Who the Commonwealth chooses to lead its family in the future isn't what is on my mind." Prince William and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, visited Belize, Jamaica and the Bahamas this week to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. However, the royal tour was met with criticism and protests following calls for slavery reparations and demands for an apology for the royal family's role in the slave trade. The Duke of Cambridge is understood to have made last-minute changes to his speeches during the trip following the uproar, according to Sky News royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills. She reacted to William's parting words that the royal family would support with pride and respect any decision by Jamaica, Belize and the Bahamas to break away from the British monarchy. He also said that he believes one day the Commonwealth may be led by someone other than a member of the royal family. Ms. Mills said, "Strong words from a future king who we are told has been listening." Conversations with prime ministers in all the host countries led to last-minute changes to some of his speeches. The royal correspondent continued, "It is striking acknowledged so clearly that he believes it may not just be Commonwealth realms cutting ties with the royal family but also the wider Commonwealth. The fact that he is here representing the Queen makes it more than likely that his words were endorsed, in some way, from the top."